Today on Agents of Hope, we have many exciting things to share with you. Want to hear from someone who is passionate about media and film to the point that he mentors young people to pursue their passions as well? Saul Machado is a young professional who films and creates social media content professionally over much of Eastern Canada. Now, is marriage and family still relevant in the world that we live in today? Dureti and James Njuguna use their passion to show what it looks like to live through the biblical ideas for marriage and family and serve their community as authentic agents of hope. We hope to leave you with some inspiration and encouragement for the week. So today we want to share a devotional thought about the magnitude of our impact. It's that time of the year again. Our team will be traveling all across Canada this summer to our various camp meetings, where there will be various speakers, topics, and messages sharing Jesus' love and opportunities to build new relationships and foster old ones. I want to take some time to share with you those upcoming dates and who you can expect to see there. So July 18 to 26, Robert Sama and Lisette Arroyo will be at Camp White Sand near Theodore in Saskatchewan. Also from July 18 to 26, Samuel Sininainer and a few others will be at Foothills Camp near Bolden, Alberta. And then Woody Acres Camp will also be happening from July 18 to 26, and that's located near Avondale in Newfoundland and Labrador. And you can expect to see Paul and Tunes there. Now after that, from July 25 to August 2nd, Robert Sama, Samuel Sininainer, and myself will be at Camp Hope right there in the little town of Hope in British Columbia. And also from July 25 to August 2nd, Paul and Tunes and Lisette Arroyo will be at Camp Pugwash in Pugwash, Nova Scotia. Now lastly, from August 6 to 10, Samuel Sininainer, myself, and Tiffany Campbell-Daly will be at Quebec at the Quebec Camp Meeting. Now remember, there is always more to come here on Hope Channel Canada, and this is the place where we'll hear about that first. Now, right here at Agents of Hope, you can get to know all about news all across Canada. So we hope you'll be inspired by what you see today, by what you hear today. And today, once again, I have Chris with me. How are you doing today, Chris?
Well, I'm among Agents of Hope, so it's a good day.
I like that.
As we have said many times, your support truly means the world to us. Listen, this movement is all about coming together. Whether by going, praying, or giving, everyone has a vital role to play. We're passionate about building meaningful connections and would love to stay in touch with you. Follow us on Instagram at agents.of.hope and join the conversation on Agents of Hope's Facebook page. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Hope Channel Canada and tap the notification bell to stay updated on our latest content. Together, we can continue spreading hope and making a difference.
I also want to remind you of the many ways that you can watch Hope Channel Canada in addition to the one media you chose to watch us on today. You can, for example, visit hopetv.ca. Hopetv.ca, you can watch Hope Channel Canada 24 hours per day, 365 days a year, totally free right there. You can also go to our YouTube channel, and that's at Hope Channel Canada, and you can also watch us there. There is also the free, totally free Hope Channel app. There is one Hope Channel app for the entire Hope Channel network. You can download it to your phone, to your tablet. You can go to the Apple App Store or to Google Play. You can also download the app to your smart TV via Roku or the Amazon App Store. And once you download it to your phone, tablet, or TV, make sure that you select Hope Channel Canada so you can watch our programming. And finally, we're also available on cable TV under channel 893 on Eastlink, Delta and Coast, and also channel 94 on City West. We're here to show the impact that Christian media can make in our lives, in our families, and our communities. But you know what? Without you, we can do nothing. It only happens because you help us and support us. Thank you once again.
I wanted to share a message we received from an agent of Hope in Edmonton, Alberta, about why she is choosing to support Hope Channel Canada. Elson White says, "I support Hope Channel Canada because it offers positive and uplifting content that promotes personal growth, family values, and faith-based teachings. I believe in the positive impact that Hope Channel Canada has on people's lives and the community at large through their content." Well, thank you, Elson, for sharing that with us. And yes, we hope to create more and more impact as time goes on. We would love to hear from you as well. Do you have something to share? Please share your message with us via email at agentsofhope@hopetv.ca or on our social media platforms so that others can know how to become an agent of hope and the impact they too can have on their family, friends, and neighbors. Today, we will be sharing an interview with Saul Machando. Saul is originally from Montreal and he went to school at Greaves Academy. He graduated at John Abbott College in Arts, Literature, and Communications. He has mainly been working with the youth in different churches across Quebec and Ontario, as well as creating content and mentoring others in that area. He has been filming professionally for 8 years now, and some of his clients include Hope Channel Canada and Agile Canada. He also manages social media for the Quebec and Ontario conferences, as well as a bit in the Maritimes. I'm looking forward to the conversation that our producer Michelle had earlier with him.
Hi, Saul. Thank you so much for joining us on Agents of Hope today. It is great to have you here as our guest, and I would love to start by having you share a little bit about your story and your background.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Michelle. So as you said, my name is Saul. I am 29. I grew up in Montreal, went to Greaves Academy, and graduated in Arts, Literature, and Communications at John Abbott. Moved to New York after that. Grew up in a typical family household, 2 siblings, a brother and a sister, my mother and my father. And that's probably about it right now. Well, the interesting thing about me right now is just having fun with my nephew and stuff, enjoy being an uncle. And yeah.
That's awesome. And so obviously the camera has impacted your life. And so why did you end up choosing a career within media?
A career within media? Honestly, I feel like a part of me just feels like it was just in me. It's just, I didn't really have to think about it. It was just something that I just did. You know how when you grow up, you just gravitate to certain things and you just find yourself doing it a lot, and one day you just get older, you're like, wait, I've been doing this for a long time. So media was kind of one of those. But one thing that I really remember that hit me, so I went to school for social science, right? That's what I was in college for. And I really wasn't passing my classes like that, you know? But I was learning, but I really wasn't passing my class. And it was kind of like just bothering me, like, I felt like I'm kind of studying, but it wasn't hitting. The only class I was passing was like gym class. And one time I was walking in the hallway, right? I see this guy with a camera. Now I asked him, I'm like, bro, do you get graded for taking pictures? Because I seen him with a camera, so I just assumed he's taking pictures and he's in school. So I'm like, wait, there gotta be a class where you take pictures and stuff. And he's like, yeah, I just finished my photography class. I'm like, wait, you getting graded for taking pictures? There's no way you can fail that class. You know, it's kind of like gym class. It's hard to fail gym class, and it's not about if you're good, in a sense, like if you have a talent. As long as you follow instructions, you can pass. So that's how I kind of looked at it. I'm like, wait, there is a program or classes that you can actually get graded for that. And the following semester just gave in my application. I'm like, I'm switching programs. And then that's when I moved to filming. And since then, it was just like, it was the first time I actually just looked at my report card, and the lowest grade I would get was a B. And I was like, wait, is this how it feels to just pass the classes? And it was also the first time I was the person in the group that would do the work for everybody. I'm like, wait, is this what people used to go through when I was on the other side? So that kind of felt good to just like pass my classes for once. And from then, I guess I just fell in love with the idea of just taking pictures, because there's no right and wrong, the pressure was a little less. And that's how I got into it, actually.
If you have any encouragement, actually, maybe it'd be great if you could speak to maybe someone who is a young person who is considering a career within the media field. Any words of encouragement that you have for them?
Any words of encouragement, man. Yeah, because everybody's at a different place and everybody needs different advice. But I will say, in general, I think the big thing is try your best to always find a place where you can serve, because I notice a pattern of a lot of people. Like a lot of people, I think they get this idea that things just happen, or some people are lucky, X, Y, and Z. But always try your best to serve in place. Wherever you go, always find a way you can serve. So an example would be, like I say, me being in media, the first thing I would do, well, I'll give you an example. Actually, when I moved to Toronto, which a couple years ago, I wasn't planning to move there. It was this situation that had happened when I couldn't go back to the States, and I kind of had to stay in Toronto. So I was just in a place where it wasn't planned to stay in Toronto. But I say that to say, me being also involved in media and stuff, but not knowing anyone in Toronto, I went to the church and I went to the media. I said, hey, if you guys need anyone to volunteer or to help out, I'm here. And from there, you put yourself out there. People see you serving, people see you working, and more opportunities come as you serve. And don't worry about it being like big, because sometimes, again, we get focused on this idea that we just have to have the big stuff going on. But just remembering that all the big stuff that you see that almost anyone have going on, most likely they start out really, really little. So just try your best to serve wherever you go. And again, volunteering, just go to your church, whatever you're into. It could be as simple as giving flyers, being an usher, that's probably the most thing I can think of, to serve.
Thank you so much for sharing, Saul, and for joining us in this important work as an agent of hope. Next, I would like to introduce Michelle's interview with Dureti and James Njuguna. They are a young couple who have been called by God to serve in family ministries. Their ministry is known as the Authentic Adventist Home, and their purpose is to bring to life the original idea God had when He formed the marriage institution, in an age that has a lot of negative perception towards this sacred union. They are passionate about making the home a little heaven on earth. I'm looking forward to sharing their conversation.
Hello, Dureti and James. Thank you so much for joining us on Agents of Hope today. It is wonderful to have you as our guest here. And just to start, it would be wonderful to hear a little bit about your story and your background.
So my name is Dureti, and I originally was born in Ethiopia. I'm from Ethiopia, but I grew up in Uganda.
Yeah, and I'm James. I was born and raised in Kenya, and then I later came to Canada in 2018.
Yeah, and we met in Canada through Zoom during the pandemic. Who would believe? So funny.
Oh, wow.
But we met during the pandemic on Zoom, and it was a very miraculous meet.
Yeah, because in the midst of the pandemic, you can imagine how two people can meet, but we ended up meeting, and because she used to facilitate some youth sessions, which I joined, and then that's where we got to meet, and then our relationship developed from that point, and then we started our courtship, and then we got engaged. The following year, we got married.
And we've been married for now 3 years. We have a 1 year and 6 month old baby boy called Joseph, and we're just grateful. And now we do a ministry called the Authentic Adventist Home together.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing, and congratulations on your growing family and your growing love. My second question was how media has impacted your life, but already I know it has impacted your life because that's how you met. But outside of that, I'm curious how media has impacted your life personally.
Yeah, so personally, I grew up as a Catholic, and when I was in university, I stumbled on this Adventist station called Second Coming Broadcasting Network, and that's how I became an Adventist. So you can see the power of media through that.
Yeah, and also as a mother, we know that it can be difficult perusing through so many things on social media and all that. I enjoy 3ABN, and our son loves listening to 3ABN. We listen to testimonies, we love watching Hope Channel, and so many different programs that are curated in meaningful ways for children and adults and families, and also our YouTube channel. However much we're the ones who create the content, it has really impacted our lives in powerful ways that we can't speak of enough.
Absolutely. Yes, media is a powerful tool, and we hope that everyone can use it to be a benefit to them. So I would love to know, maybe you can speak on a little bit more of how you are currently using media to bring hope and be a blessing to those around you.
Yeah, so we have mentioned the YouTube channel, which my wife is primarily involved, but I don't usually show up there often on video, but from time to time I also post. So we use that platform to kind of bring to life the Adventist message, because like we all know that the Seventh-day Adventist message is not widely viewed in the right way, because of what people believe, but then we put it in perspective. Like, this is how we are as Adventists, and we have sit-down talks, we have vlogs to show people the day-to-day of an Adventist Christian.
Basically, it's all about showing that you can have a beautiful marriage God's way, you can have a beautiful home God's way, you can, like, the world has made it in such a way that you have to do things the worldly way in order to do well in life, and yet God has the perfect example. God has the perfect way of doing things, and our YouTube channel is all about bringing God's way of marriage and family into real life examples through our vlogs and our sit-down talks.
Absolutely. It's wonderful with media. There's such a large reach, and something we're very passionate about with Hope Channel Canada, being that Canada is such a great big country, and there's so many people living in isolated areas. But media has no end. It can certainly reach whoever, whenever. Time is not a barrier. Location is not a barrier. We are certainly cheering you on, and hopefully this is not the last time we speak. We'll have opportunities to cross paths again. But before we finish up our conversation here, I would love to ask if you have any parting words for the Agents of Hope who are watching today.
Yeah, so I think the final words will be, when we read the Bible in John 3:16, it says that, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life." Since we are, agents of hope as the people who are sharing our testimony here, there is hope in this world. God loves us so much that He gave all heaven for our salvation, And for us, we are so passionate about family life. There is hope. There is hope for families. And God did not create an institution just so that it can fail. He has the power to revive and rebuild relationships, to build a better society, and to glorify His name.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I would also just say follow us on the Authentic Adventist Home. Again, the Authentic Adventist Home. We're on YouTube and we share 2 videos per week, every week, vlogs and real life vlogs and sit down talks where we get real. So follow us so that we can grow together.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us, and we appreciate your time.
Thank
You're
you
welcome.
too.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your story with us, Dureti and James, and for allowing God to use you in a big way. Hey, listen, we would love to hear from you about how you have been impacted by Agents of Hope and Hope Channel Canada, so that we can continue to inspire other Agents of Hope. Please contact us via email at agentsofhope@hopetv.ca so that we can arrange a time to hear your story and feature your testimony in a future episode. Your contribution is greatly appreciated. As always, we hope to inspire you as you go into a new week with a message of hope and encouragement. And today, I'll share on the topic of magnitude. Great is our Lord and mighty in power. His understanding has no limit. Psalm 147:5. When we think about magnitude, we often consider size, strength, or importance. In the Bible, the magnitude of God is beyond comprehension. His power created the universe. His wisdom surpasses human understanding, and His love is immeasurable. God's magnitude is seen in creation. The heavens declare His glory, the stars He calls by name. And yet, despite His vast greatness, He knows each of us intimately. This truth is both humbling and comforting. He who upholds galaxies is also the one who upholds us in our trials. Jesus Christ reveals the magnitude of God's love. Though He was divine, He humbled Himself to die for us. His sacrifice on the cross was not just for a few, but for all mankind. This means that His love is so vast that no sin is too great for His forgiveness, and no person is too small for His attention. Recognizing God's magnitude should inspire faith, worship, and trust. He is greater than any challenge we face, more powerful than any storm, and more loving than we can fathom. When life feels overwhelming, we must remember our problems may be big, but our God is bigger.
More than at any other time in history, today there is a genuine need for men and women to understand the magnitude of their impact and the need to spread hope to those around us and share the love of Jesus. You are the very heartbeat of this movement called Hope Channel Canada. This is both a ministry and a spiritual movement. You play a very essential, important role. And through your prayers, your generosity, and your presence, lives are being changed in many different and profound ways. You have been a light of hope for those in need, and we're deeply thankful for you and for your collaboration and support. Your prayers are the bedrock of everything we do. When you pray for this ministry, you're helping countless lives, reminding them that they are seen, that they are loved. So thank you very much for your faithfulness, because you lift us up in prayer to God. And if you feel moved to take the next step, I'd like to invite you to join us as a volunteer. You can visit agentsofhope.ca, and right there you can explore how your unique gifts and talents can bring hope to others in meaningful and practical ways.
And to those who are already part of this journey as Agents of Hope, you inspire us every single day. Together, we are creating an impact that will last for eternity. If you haven't joined us as a monthly donor, we invite you to consider it today prayerfully. Your ongoing support allows us to reach more and more people and sustain the vital work of this mission. Think of the legacy of hope you could create. If you're considering ways to make a lasting impact with your resources, we would be honored to partner with you in crafting a plan that reflects your heart and vision for the future.
This show, Agents of Hope, this ministry, Hope Channel Canada, and the many lives that they touch would not be possible without you. So thank you for standing with us, for believing in this work, for praying for us, praying for those who are in front of the camera, those who are behind the camera, and for being so vital in helping us spread hope across Canada and beyond. I invite you to dream with us. Not only dream, but dream big. Let's make a difference together. Let's dream together. Let's share hope together. I want to thank you for your generosity. We're moved every time a donation comes in. We're moved by your prayers, and we thank you for being part of this life-changing mission.
If you're moved to donate, please donate online at agentsofhope.ca by debit, credit, Google Pay, or Apple Pay. You can also e-transfer to Agents of Hope at hopetv.ca or send a check payable to Hope Channel Canada at the following address: Hope Channel Canada, 1148 King Street East, Oshawa, Ontario, L1H1H8. Lastly, if you prefer, please call 1-855-4HOPE-TV. That's 1-855-446-7388.
So friends, we do need your prayers, we do need your financial support. And I want to tell you that for a limited time, and for a limited time only, for a minimum donation of $30, we'll send you, as a token of our appreciation, a curated selection of Bible studies that we hope will enhance your personal study and your personal walk with God. So once again, for a minimum donation of $30, thank you so much for joining us as an agent of hope. We would love to take this opportunity to remind you that we want to pray for you, because I know you pray for us.
If you have any prayer requests, please contact us at agentsofhope@hopetv.ca or on social media.
Thank you once again. Thank you so much. And I want to remind you that together we can let Canada know that in Jesus,
there's more to life.